We've all heard stories about Bigfoot and the Lochness Monster. Despite numerous reported sightings, we don't know if they actually exist. But take it from Rick Astley himself when he says, because for all we know, the legendary monsters might suddenly show up, just like these 10 creatures people thought were fake, but aren't. What's up, Factnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. From the looks of it, our number one pick will surely make you go bananas. Curious? Then let's get to it. Number 10, Devil Bird. Every culture has its own fair share of folkloric monsters, just like in the South Asian country of Sri Lanka, where they believe in a harbinger of death, which they call the Devil Bird, also known as Ulama. Legend has it that the Ulama is actually a grieving woman who killed herself when she found out that her husband brutally murdered their own child. Instead of dying in the forest, the gods transformed her into a bird, and her piercing shrieks haunted the Ceylon jungle for centuries. Ornithologists believe that the so-called Ulama is actually the spot-bellied eagle owl, a large species of owl that is said to have the 9th longest wingspan among living owls in the world. On average, it weighs around 1.5 kilos. Aside from its distinct and eerie appearance, it is also known for its strange, human-like call, much like the mythical fowl. According to superstition, anyone who hears its blood-curdling cries are bound for an ominous fate. So, listen to this recording at your own risk. Scared already? Wait till you meet our number 1 entry. Number 9, Platypus. I know what you're thinking. Everybody knows that platypuses do exist. But did you know that in the late 18th century, British scientists dismissed the existence of the platypus as a hoax? One English zoologist named George Shaw even claimed it was an artificially bred creature when a platypus specimen was brought back from Australia. And it's easy to see why. They look like a crazy mishmash of a duck, a beaver, and an otter. The fact that during those times swindlers grafted animals together and claimed to find new species didn't necessarily help the case of the poor platypus either. About 100 years later, scientists finally confirmed that these web-footed, long-billed, egg-laying mammals are not a figment of one's imagination, although they're still made the butt of many jokes. Number 8, King of Saxony, Bird of Paradise. Unlike the platypus, which was deemed unreal due to its funny features, this bird was thought to be fictitious for being too pretty. In the late 19th century, when the King of Saxony Bird of Paradise was first described by a museum director to British ornithologist Richard Bowdler Sharp, Sharp couldn't help but be suspicious. I mean, just look at that flamboyant brow plume. I don't even believe it as I'm seeing it now. Sharp initially thought it was the work of a really capable taxidermist, but when he saw the remarkable plumage in real life, the scientist was finally convinced. Today, these heavenly birds of paradise are mostly found in the forests of New Guinea. Number 7, Kraken.
Release the Kraken!
When people talk about the horrors lurking in the depths of the ocean, one of the monsters that comes to mind is the infamous Kraken. According to accounts of weary and drunken Scandinavian voyagers from centuries past, the legendary gigantic creature had massive tentacles that can sink even the largest ships at sea. But based on popular description, scientists believe that the fearsome underwater beasts mentioned in folklore might actually be giant squid, which are definitely real, although they still baffle the scientific world to this day. Giant squids are so elusive that there's only been a handful of sightings of them, one of which was in 2006 when researchers from the Japan National Science Museum caught a live 24-foot giant squid. That's about as tall as a giraffe. And in 2019, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration released an incredible video of a living giant squid filmed in the Gulf of New Mexico. Number 6. Okapi. Speaking of elusive creatures, next on our list might as well be called the African version of a unicorn. For many years, locals believed that the Okapi possesses great powers, and anyone who's been blessed to see the mystical creature with their own eyes will be granted the same abilities. Yes! Unfortunately, the only special powers these creatures have is their ability to hide from humans. Well, that's not so bad, I'd take that. That was until they were discovered by Western scientists in the 1900s. With limbs like a zebra's and the body of a donkey, the Okapi was originally thought to be part of the horse family. Later on, this once mythical creature was confirmed to be a relative of the giraffe, which explains the similarities between their heads, as well as their dark tongues. Unfortunately, the Okapis are now listed as endangered because they are aggressively poached for their meat and skin. Here's to hoping this creature doesn't end up becoming the stuff of future legends due to extinction. Number 5. Komodo dragon. A gigantic lizard? A land crocodile? A dragon that doesn't breathe fire? Who wouldn't be stumped and confused by this Indonesian reptile? First discovered and officially classified as a species of lizard in 1911, the Komodo dragon has long been part of a rich Indonesian folklore, which tells the story of a woman who gave birth to twins. Only one of them was a Komodo dragon. Khaleesi, is that you? They might not be able to fly or spit fire, but Komodo dragons can run up to 18 meters per hour. Their powerful and stocky bodies grow up to 3 meters long and can weigh as much as 70 kilos. When they catch prey, they inject powerful venom that speeds up blood loss. Hiccup? Let's see if you can train this dragon. Number 4. Bunyip. One of the fantastic beasts featured in Australian Aboriginal mythology is a lake monster called the Bunyip, which literally translates to devil or spirit. It was believed to stalk the waterways and prey on any creature that comes close to it, including women and children. In some accounts, the legendary amphibious monster was said to have a round head, an elongated neck, and a body resembling that of an ox, hippopotamus, or manatee. But scientific evidence suggested that while the entire story may not be true, a creature similar to the Bunyip existed at some point. The first recorded encounter was in 1818 when James Meehan and explorer Hamilton Hume both found enormous bones of a hippo-like animal in Lake Bathurst in Australia. In the mid-1830s, fossilized bones were also discovered in the Wellington Caves located in New South Wales, which was later described by British autonomist Sir Richard Owen as the prehistoric marsupial diprotodon, a giant wombat that existed some 20,000 to 40,000 years ago. Number 3. Hobbits. When we thought hobbits were just a product of J.R.R. Tolkien's playful mind, here comes some evidence of a race of hobbits that actually existed in real life. In 2004, scientists found the fossils of at least 7 hobbit-sized individuals in a cave on the Indonesian island of Flores. The discovery was no small feat, since the skeletal remains are believed to date back between 100,000 and 60,000 years ago and were part of an entire species of miniature people. This human species, called Homo floresiensis, stood approximately 3 feet 6 inches tall and had tinier than usual brains, no chins, receding foreheads, and relatively large feet, similar to Frogo Baggins. Despite their significantly smaller brain, this species used tools to hunt food and even made fire. Number 2. One-eyed shark, do-do-do-do-do-do. In 2011, when pictures of a bizarre little shark circulated the internet, many were convinced it was a fake. It was allegedly taken by a fisherman in the Gulf of California who cut open its mother and discovered the peculiar shark along with 9 other regular baby sharks. However, Mexican biologist Felipe Galvan Magaña confirmed that the photo was indeed authentic. The particular baby shark was suffering from cyclopia, a rare condition found in several mammals, including humans. Galvan Magaña believes that had the cyclops shark been born, it wouldn't have lived very long because of its stark white color and malformed tail. Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, please. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app's settings. Number 1. Mutant Pig Monkey. These next images might just haunt your dreams tonight. In December of 2016, in the quiet province of Guizhou in China, a pig gave birth to a litter of 15 piglets, one of which was this strange-looking pig that has a face of a monkey. A lot of people questioned its existence, so the farmer who owned the pig decided to invite the media to personally see this freak of nature. Aside from its eyes sticking out of its head, it also had an underbite that made it hard for it to feed. Sadly, it didn't survive long and passed away from natural causes after just a few weeks. So, which among these creatures made your skin crawl? Let us know in the comments section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or clicking the link in the video description, and while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? Crazy for more unexplainable phenomenon? Then check out our countdown of the 10 biggest animals you won't believe exist. Till then, stay original, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.